Hated by life itself. I don't think there is a better song to describe the pain, the guilt, the anger of depression. Today, it's a song that's sung at Japanese school festivals, gotten hundreds of millions of views, and even sung on Japan's grandest stage, Kohaku. But what prompted Kanzaki Iori to write such an emotional train wreck of a song? How did it blow up? And how did so many Japanese, especially teens, resonate with it? Well, Kanzaki Iori had a very rough childhood. He was from Iwate, a very countryside area in Japan, and had a very troubled home life. He felt that nobody around him really understood him. He never specifies what the home issues are, but they sound pretty bad, and there really are only a few possibilities, I think. As a middle schooler, he stopped attending classes and fell into isolation because he just couldn't see the point of going to school. It was then that he discovered Vocaloid. By high school, yes, he somehow graduated, Kanzaki worked part-time to buy a PC and Vocaloid software to begin music production, debuting on Nico Nico, a Japanese video sharing site. After producing music for a while, at 20 years old, Kanzaki made a bold move. He moved to Tokyo alone. It's not like he had a career or goal in mind, but he simply hated his hometown so much that he wanted to run away from this place that had caused him so much pain. In Tokyo, Kanzaki lived aimlessly, simply doing part-times to get by, feeling empty every day. He admitted that at the time, I had no goal. I totally lost my sense of what it meant to be alive. Writing music was the only thing that gave him meaning in this void of a life. But as time passed by in Tokyo, Kanzaki remembered the one good thing he had in Iwate. His high school friends. He did have a few genuine friends then, and one of them unexpectedly contacted him a few years after graduation, making Kanzaki feel, oh, my past wasn't just all pain. This would be the seed to the song Hated by Life itself. Hated by Life itself was a song written by a broken nihilistic man who didn't understand the meaning of living at all, but still felt he had to live. It's the rawest of his emotions because he wrote all the lyrics out of complete pure impulse in one go. It was not well thought out. The first two verses and chorus are just a chaotic hatred for this world, for how everything works, for even himself and his hypocrisy. People judging you for wanting to die, the hypocrisy of you wanting to die, but then feeling sad if those around you died. The way people grow numb to the concept of living, grow numb to people somewhere else dying. The way someone is influenced by that scene of death, the loneliness, the hatred for his past, people's egos pushing songs about killing each other. It wasn't a structured song. It wasn't written to be metaphorical or grand. It was simply a chaotic song about his hatred. But at the end of the song, something shifts. I don't need dreams or even a tomorrow. If you'll have lived on, then that's all I need. Yeah, that's actually what I want to sing about. The first sign of love, caring in this song. In the end, we will all die, but regardless, just live. To me, I don't know if it's enough to quantify for something as heavy as the meaning of life, but the you Kanzaki was referring to were his high school friends, the only people that truly cared about him. All he needs is for them to live, no matter what happens in life. Killing, struggling, laughing, shouldering it all. Just live. As Kanzaki wrote the entire song in one go through pure impulse, even he was surprised at the conclusion that he drew at the end of his own song. To live. I think this is the message that resonates with so many people. It doesn't naively tell you everything will be okay. It doesn't tell you what the meaning of life is. Hell, it doesn't even tell you you'll be happy. It's just if you have even one person that you care about, one person that you don't want to die, then live. We'll all die one day. Everything might be meaningless, and you might not know the meaning of living now or ever, but just live. That was the final single word of the song. The song was first uploaded to Nico Nico on 6th August 2017 with Hatsune Miku's vocals and garnered attention immediately. The video was unique. There were no fancy animations, no fancy 3D models. It was just lyrics on a screen, letting the words themselves take the spotlight. The song immediately gained 100,000 views and entered the Vocaloid Hall of Fame, as this was quite a lot for an indie Vocaloid song. Amongst the hundreds of positive, cutesy songs by Hatsune Miku, the pure raw emotion of this one stood out. People who wanted to be understood, people who wanted to be heard, felt the lyrics to its core. Frankly speaking, I think many depressed people are tired of hearing "cheer up" or "everything will be okay." It feels shallow, something like Inochi ni Kirawareteiru, that bluntly acknowledges not knowing the meaning of living, something that calls out all the hypocrisy both in society and even the depressed victim him or herself. It felt true. Many felt their pain was validated. The song reached 1 million views after about a year and did not stop growing. It was soon implemented in karaoke machines all around Japan and even reached ranked number 8 among songs sung by teenagers. Meanwhile, the song was religiously covered by utaetes and J-pop stars alike on both Nico Nico and YouTube. Many reached millions upon millions of views. Majiko, Alpha Kyun, My First Story, so many big artists. But the one cover that really stood out was Mafumafu. If you know Mafumafu, he, like Kanzaki Iori, also didn't have a very good childhood and has sung many depression-themed songs. He's known for his super high-pitched, powerful voice, and just listen to this. This video blew up like none other because of how much this powerful voice fit the song. It was the personification of someone depressed screaming at the world, screaming at themselves, just chaotically screaming, but at the end, screaming to live. As of today, this video has an insane 163 million views and still growing. In fact, this would set the stage for this song to spread to the mainstream. First, it was being incorporated in the Taiko arcade game, this thing, you've probably seen it before. Then, it was added to Project Sekai, and then, even the Nintendo Switch Fitboxing game featured this song. But in 2021, Kanzaki decided to once again step into the spotlight. Rather than just being a Vocaloid producer, he decided to actually sing his songs. First releasing singles, then even performing online live for the first time, where he performed his legendary Inochi ni Kirawareteiru. At this point, Kanzaki was a full-on artist and even released a full rearrangement of the song with real instruments. Seeing the creators sing the song personifying his pain is something to see. And at the end of 2021, it was selected to be sung on Japan's 72nd Kohaku, essentially Japan's largest music show, broadcast annually on national TV, watched by millions across the country on New Year's Eve. This was only the second time a Vocaloid song has ever been performed on Kohaku, after Senbon Sakura, and who better to represent this song than Mafumafu? This song was an extremely bold choice. Remember, this was on cable TV, broadcast to a general audience. Songs sung on this stage were generally positive or, ad-friendly songs. Instead, we have Mafumafu screaming his heart out about how shitty life, society, everything was, and his performance was incredible. The impact on viewers was immense. Many normies who knew nothing about anime or Vocaloid were stunned to hear these kinds of lyrics, and the song trended on Twitter that new year, with people praising the song's bluntness and powerful message. Even news outlets started discussing it. This wasn't just another song being sung on the big stage. This was both a representative of internet music culture on the mainstream stage and a voice for all the people who were suffering in depression alone. Afterwards, Inochi ni Kirawareteiru became so popular that Kanzaki Iori himself was invited onto national TV, NHK's educational channel, for an interview, amongst which this song was highlighted as Kanzaki's representative song. I think it just goes to show how far the influence of this one song has spread. Today, the song remains at the top of karaoke charts. Many students sing or play the song at school festivals, and it is possibly one of, if not the most viewed Vocaloid songs across so many artists of all time. If you go to any website, comment, forum, even news, you will see countless countless people saying how this song saved them. It has to be in the millions. Japan is a country that struggles severely with issues of depression and even S-side, with the culture preventing many from talking about these issues openly, burying those feelings deep inside. This song is like a collective scream for those voices, a form of catharsis. I personally chose to talk about this song specifically because I felt the same when first hearing the song. It's specifically the interpretation of depression that really saves people. I think many people, myself included, face many personal issues and still don't know the meaning of life, haven't reached it, or are still searching for it. It's delusional to think everything will go away tomorrow or that we can magically change and be happy in a day. But for now, just live. Whether you cry, struggle, laugh, or shoulder everything yourself, just keep on living. Yeah, I feel you. Special thanks to Vicente Pagani and all my other patrons and members for supporting the channel.